Hello and welcome to our channel. Today, we're diving deep into a fundamental question that shapes our lives, our freedoms, and our societies. What is the true law of society? For centuries, we've grappled with this problem. We see governments, committees, and assemblies drafting laws, but does that make them legitimate? Is it truly democratic when a small group can write or even change the rules that everyone must live by? This issue remains unresolved, a persistent challenge to our understanding of justice and freedom. So, what is the law of society? Who should draft it? And what does it have to do with real democracy? The argument we're exploring today is that the authentic, natural law of any society is rooted in one of two places: tradition and custom, or religion. Any attempt to create law outside of these sources is seen as artificial and illogical. Now, you might be thinking, what about constitutions? Aren't they the supreme law of the land? Well, a constitution is fundamentally a man-made, or positive law. It's written by people at a specific point in time. The critical issue here is that it often lacks the natural, timeless foundation from which it should draw its authority. The problem for freedom in the modern age is precisely this: constitutions have become the law of our societies, and these constitutions are often based on the philosophies of the ruling powers of the day. Whether that's a single leader, a political party, or an assembly. Think about it. Human freedom should be a universal concept, yet constitutions differ wildly from one country to another. Why? Because they reflect the varying values and goals of different governments, not a universal truth about humanity. This is how our freedom becomes vulnerable, subject to the whims of whomever holds power. The very method a government uses to control its people is often embedded right into the Constitution. We are then compelled to obey the laws derived from that constitution, which was designed to serve the interests of the ruling body in the first place. In essence, the man-made laws of governments have replaced the natural laws that should guide us. As a result, our shared ethical standards have become muddled and confused. At our core, human beings are physically and emotionally the same everywhere. Because of this shared nature, a single set of natural laws should be applicable to all of us. But constitutions, as conventional, man-made laws, don't view people equally. This inequality has no justification other than to serve the will of the instrument of government, be it an individual, a class, or a party. This is why constitutions are constantly changing. When a new government takes power, the constitution is often rewritten. This proves that it's not a natural law, but a tool that reflects the ambitions of the ruling power, designed to serve its own purposes. The greatest danger to our freedom is this replacement of natural laws with conventional ones. Any just system of government should be subservient to natural law, not the other way around. The fundamental law of society shouldn't be something we can just draft up in a committee meeting. Its true value lies in being a permanent standard, a benchmark against which we can judge truth from falsehood, right from wrong, and define our rights and duties. Our freedom is under threat unless our society adheres to a sacred, established law that cannot be altered by any government. In fact, it should be the government's duty to follow the laws of society, not create them. Unfortunately, across the globe, we are ruled by man-made laws that can be changed or abolished based on the outcomes of power struggles. Some might say, but we vote on constitutions through plebiscites or referendums. However, this is often a counterfeit of true democracy. You are typically given a simple yes or no choice on a complex document you had no hand in writing. People are essentially forced to legitimize a text that was created without their genuine input. A referendum doesn't magically transform a man-made document into the true law of society. It remains what it is, a proposal you are asked to rubber stamp. The true law of society is an eternal human heritage. It doesn't just belong to those of us who are alive today. Therefore, the process of drafting a constitution and holding a simple vote on it can be seen as a mockery of this deep historical legacy. Look closely at the catalogues of man-made laws that come from our constitutions. They are filled with physical penalties, punishments, directed against human beings. But if you look at tradition, the unwritten rules passed down through generations, it contains very few such measures. Tradition relies on moral consequences, social penalties that are more in line with our intrinsic nature. Religion often contains and absorbs tradition. It is a manifestation of the natural life of people. Its teachings provide essential social guidelines and offer answers to the fundamental questions of our existence. In many religious frameworks, most physical punishments are deferred to a future judgment, showing a profound respect for the human being. Religion doesn't rush to impose penalties, except in rare cases vital for the immediate well-being of the community. Because religion contains tradition, and tradition is an expression of the natural life of people, religion stands as an affirmation of the natural laws we can discern from it. Any law that is not based on either religion or tradition is merely an invention by one group of people to be used against another. Such laws are invalid because they are disconnected from that natural, organic source. So, as we move forward, it's worth asking ourselves, are the laws that govern us rooted in something deep and timeless, or are they merely the temporary will of those in power? The answer to that question may determine the future of our freedom. Thanks for joining this deep dive into the nature of law and society. If this sparked some thoughts, let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more thought-provoking content. We'll see you in the next one.